So the point is, we've got to do what Newt Gingrich promised to do, but then did not do. We've got to slash federal spending. And that means we eliminate those 5 federal departments: education, transportation, energy, across the board. And then reduce federal spending down to the levels that are prescribed by the Constitution. So then the next question, of course, is, all right, Chuck, how are you going to fund the federal government? You've eliminated the income tax. You've gotten rid of the IRS. You've slashed federal spending. Now how do you fund the government? And that's easy. You go to Article 1 of the Constitution, which says that the way that government is to be supplied is by duties, imposts, and tariffs. And what I would do is I would propose an across-the-board general 10% tariff on all imports coming into the United States. This would satisfy the constitutional prescription for the limited usage of federal spending, and it would not be open-ended, so the federal government would be forced to comply with a limited spending environment. And at the same time, it would get put America back into the mode of prosperity and productivity, get the government off of the backs of the American people, bring our jobs back to America, because we've eliminated NAFTA, we've eliminated CAFTA, we've gotten out of the WTO and all of that nonsense. And that means our production jobs come back, our manufacturing jobs come back, America goes back to work, productivity goes up, prosperity goes up, and America does what it does best when it's set free of government restraint. Ronald Reagan said, government is not the solution to the problem, government is the problem. And that's exactly right, and that's what's going on here, and so that's how we handle the economy.
Well, now I would imagine then that illegal immigration is something that the Constitution Party is very adamant about in protecting sovereignty and doing one of the basic things that the Constitution sets out, and that in protecting national sovereignty and protecting the borders and the people, and yet broken government, a no fix that we see.
Absolutely. John McCain, of course, is one of the sponsors of the amnesty bill, along with your senator here, Lindsey Graham. And by the way, just for the sake of listeners, I just want everybody to know that I'm supporting Bob Conley for Senate here, and I know he's a Democrat, and I support him all the way. I think he'd be a great senator for South Carolina. I think Lindsey Graham is a disgrace to the state, and I say to all the folks out there in South Carolina, you go out and vote for Bob Conley. He's pro-life, he's pro-Second Amendment, he's pro-Constitution, he's against the New World Order, he knows what's going on, and I'm not embarrassed to say I endorse Bob Conley for U.S. Senator.
So you're voting for the conservative then?
He is the only conservative running for U.S. Senate in South Carolina in 2008. So, but the point is that you're absolutely right. Some people ask me, Chuck, what's the first thing you're going to do when you become president? And I say commonly, the very first day that I'm in the White House is the last day that Ramos and Campion are in jail. Those 2 Border Patrol agents that are serving 11 and 12-year prison terms because they were trying to defend our borders and defend our laws, and they were prosecuted by that corrupt prosecutor Johnny Sutton to appease the Mexican government for this SPP agreement that President Bush signed, and gave an illegal alien drug smuggler amnesty to come and lie on the witness stand to put these 2 federal agents in jail is a disgrace. And when I become president, those 2 men are not only free, they get their jobs back with back pay if they want to go back to work for the federal government. I don't blame them if they didn't. And then the second thing I would do is I would do everything in my power to secure the borders, and that means using our National Guard. President Bush has taken our National Guard from America and he sends them to Iraq to guard the borders of Iraq. And he leaves our own borders wide open. That is asinine. And when I'm president, we'll use National Guard. If I have to use regular military, I will use regular military to secure the borders. The point is, we will secure our borders.
I know we're going to run out of time, Jack.
It's worth mentioning in this state, we're talking about Bob Conley, Lindsey Graham. The caller said, well, I still think maybe McCain would be better than Obama. McCain-Kennedy was the name on that amnesty bill. Everybody that's mad at Lindsey Grahamnesty, that's a name we shouldn't forget. Remember that. Voting for McCain is helping Lindsey Graham and helping amnesty. If you're upset about illegal immigration, the worst choice you could make is John McCain or Lindsey Graham in this election. The Republicans are completely out of the picture. If you're a conservative, that care about illegal immigration, and most other issues of importance to most Americans. That's that view is just mind-boggling to me at this point.
The good news, folks, is that obviously you can check out the website. Chuck, which website you want them to check out?
Thank you very much. Our website is www.baldwin08.com. That's Baldwin, B-A-L-D-W-I-N, Baldwin08.com.
All right, so Baldwin08.com. You can see more of this conversation, and we're getting ready to go right across the street to Comcast and tape an episode of Newsmakers that you can see 4 times a day for the next week on Comcast C2 to find out more about Chuck Baldwin. Got about 60 seconds left. What's the message you want to leave people with in why they should consider Chuck Baldwin and the Constitution Party for their vote in November?
The two major parties are walking in lockstep. They owe their allegiance not to the people and not to the Constitution. They owe their allegiance to the special interest groups, to corporate America, to global interests. John McCain is out there talking about interdependence all over the place. He says America is an interdependent nation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when our founding fathers signed that immortal document and pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, they were not signing a declaration of interdependence. They were signing a declaration of independence. And I believe that we must preserve the integrity and the fidelity of our sovereignty, of our independence, of our Bill of Rights, our Constitution. I will take my oath of office seriously. The two major parties constantly take America down the road toward corporatism and globalism. And if you want to preserve whatever freedoms and liberties we have left in these United States, you're going to have to vote outside the two major parties in 2008. You're going to have to vote for Chuck Baldwin. If you believe in the historic ideals of America, we are the party, and I am the candidate in 2008 that you must vote for.
Folks, ask yourself, when was the last time you actually read the Constitution? That's a good place to start. Baldwin08.com. Chuck Baldwin, Constitution Party presidential candidate. Thank you so much for coming in here.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to do it.
I love the conversation. Love the different perspective, folks. It's up to you now. WTMA News Time, 9:55.